The man that Brett Kavanaugh is aiming to replace, former Justice Anthony Kennedy, well, he was in Sacramento today, and he spoke at a luncheon at the Sacramento Federal Courthouse.
Kennedy was silent on the controversy surrounding Kavanaugh, and the Sacramento native refused to take reporter questions. Fox 40's Doug Johnson was at that luncheon and spoke with Kennedy today. Doug.
Yeah, well, Eric and Nikki, the former Supreme Court justice, stayed away from the news of the day. Instead, he spoke to inspire the students who came to see him and focused mainly on them.
I was thinking on the plane coming up, how can we get students to read the Constitution?
Speaking before dozens of students, teachers, lawyers, politicians, and reporters, former Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy talked for about 20 minutes about the importance of teaching future generations about the Constitution.
The Constitution doesn't belong to a bunch of judges and lawyers, it's yours. And you're the ones that have to keep it.
However, Kennedy did not address the controversy surrounding his potential replacement, Judge Brett Kavanaugh, during his speech. In fact, he briefly criticized the press for focusing too much on the news of the day.
Today, everything has to be in the present. If it's not in the present, it's not important. And then they forget the past. There's this obsession with what's happening now.
Later, Kennedy refused to answer any questions about Kavanaugh or even his own confirmation hearings.
Didn't want to say anything, though, at all about the
No, we don't.
I understand it. I can see how it was definitely the elephant in the room, and I would have liked to hear some type of comment on it.
Riley Burke is a senior at Kennedy's alma mater, McClatchy High School. While she says she was inspired by Kennedy's Constitution talk,
I mean, he so truly loves democracy.
She admits it would have been nice to have him weigh in on what's going on in Washington.
I think it's understandable why he would want to steer clear, but I am sure interested in what he's thinking about it all right now.
Now, Kennedy, for those that don't know, was born and lived here in Sacramento for many years, even teaching at McGeorge Law School. He was appointed to the Supreme Court by President Ronald Reagan, and he served from February of 1988 until he announced his retirement at the end of July. And he says that, Sacramento really is still a part of who he is. Sure. And where he comes from,
Obviously a contentious topic today. He didn't want to talk about Kavanaugh at all, but did he at least say anything about the process?
Yeah, we tried to ask him about that, about his own process and how that went, but he refused all of those questions as well. He did talk to us, but he wouldn't really answer our questions. He kind of just chit-chatted about everyday mundane things.
Yeah, sensitive topic, I think,
Indeed,
for a lot of
course,
reasons.
right,
So
especially since it's his seat that Judge Kavanaugh could potentially be taking.
Of course.
All right, Doug, thank you.
All right, so be sure to download the Fox 40 app. As you know, with this week delay, there's going to be a lot of developments. So that's where you can get the most up-to-minute news, whether it be on this story or any others, right in the palm of your hand. Once you get there, just search the word Kavanaugh.